that shit that you endorse, but you can't reinforce. Don't know the love code she tryna force, cause I can't read remorse. If you ain't speak about money, then keep it short. Better acronym. I'm colonial niggas, they wasn't with us. They went after
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Swagger940 coming at you with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I just want to talk about some of the biggest things that I see like on social media and online that needs to be changed with UFC 5 to UFC 6 in order for us to see the most improved game possible. The biggest thing is it's a competitive game and you want to make sure that there's a proper skill gap. For those of you who don't know, skill gap in gaming means how much a player individual skill influences the outcome of the game. Two players face off, how much does the better player's experience / control matter versus a random chance or a broken mechanic. So for example, if the clinch in UFC 5 is too shallow or too easily spammed, which it is, it reduces the skill gap. Meaning a less skilled player can just win by abusing it. If the system is rich, varied, and has meaningful counters, you widen the skill gap. Better player gets rewarded more for knowing the mechanics. And you can block high or low in a game like UFC 3, whereas like here you just kind of got to get your head off the center line. As you can see in some of the gameplay in the background, like this is a ranked game, so it's like obviously in ranked you're gonna see a lot of people that just use like spam stuff basically because that's what works and that's what the other people that are doing that are there. Me personally, I don't play like that, and I don't think that you should learn how to play like that, even though that's what the higher division people are doing. But I think it'll create bad habits. So like when UFC 6 drops and they've corrected those things, now your skill, like you're not as skillful anymore because you were so reliant on that versus learning combinations and managing distance and different things like that. Now the biggest thing with UFC 4 I remember is if you got them in the clinch, you can like spam the knees and spam elbows. Think back to like Alistair Overeem in UFC 4, he's OD with it. Like the knees are crazy, the elbows are crazy, the damage is crazy from the clinch. But that's what he did in real life, so it made sense, but it was just too easily spammable. Just how like on UFC 5, my problem and what I want to see improved in UFC 6 is there's no counter to this. Like UFC 3, you could hold up on the right stick and block a clinch attempt, and then you hold down on the right stick to block a takedown attempt, double leg or single leg or whatever that may look like. But here's just like you either got to get your head off center line, stun the guy with a straight. Like there's not many options. I think that's pretty much it. There's not many options to get out of the way to clinch. So once the person hits the clinch button, you're in a clinch. Guard up and walk in, and then clinch. And then land two elbows. Meanwhile, I've already preloaded my two hooks, so the elbow is going to do automatic more damage versus my hooks because it's the clinch timing and all of that good stuff. Like I'm already hitting those buttons, so I'm going to throw those sooner. And he's going to be doing elbows at a closer range, which is the right strike to be thrown. But since I've been grabbed at random and it's just it's stopping everything that I'm doing, or at least trying to do, making me do something different. When I do my research, that's one major thing that I'm seeing is like that when I do go and play ranked, I see that the clinch is being spammed. I see that that's how these guys are playing, which is why I've been put on to like just play regular quick fight. It's funner. It really is. When you really look at it, it really is funner. At least with that, you get a variation of like people, types of players, situations that you have to go about, puzzles you have to solve. This will bring us all the way back to my initial points or my initial talking about skill gaps. Like the skill gap, this is a pure skill gap thing. We don't want the skill to be based on one move. Like your division 20 guys or your 19s and 20s are all doing this one thing because it's what the game allows you to do, because that is the skillful thing to do, the smart thing to do to get the win. In a game where it's all about getting a win and all about a one-on-one competition, we need that skill gap to be greater. But we also don't want it to be too far one-ended or the other, because then people that are new to the game won't like it. They did have like the simplified grappling system, the legacy mode, or versus the legacy mode. At least they sacrificed control in order for you to get that. So in order for a new player to use that simplified system, they would never really be able to play at a high level compared to somebody who uses the legacy system as far as the grappling goes. And I'm just using that for an example. Some things that I want to see in UFC. I'm milking this UFC 6 thing right now on the channel, but it makes sense though. Like this is because this is the biggest one. So it's like with this being the biggest one, I have to talk about this because there are ways to go about it, making it not feel as spammy. Obviously, number one, I already said this earlier, is to make sure that you're able to deny it in some form or fashion. I think they should just bring the right stick, holding the right stick up to keep the hands up to block for that. In order for it to not feel so much, because this part of fighting of MMA is an actual thing, and people like Alistair Overeem, for example, like I talked about before, they actually go and they do clinch a lot. You know what I'm saying? They do try to put you in this position. They do try to do this to you for a long time. They do try to land elbows in tight. They do try to land knees in tight. It still needs to be an option, is my point, and it needs to be balanced just like the rest of the game. If your character is good at clinching, in order to make it not feel so dull and spammy, is to give us different entries to the clinch. So not just one, you hit the 2 buttons and then your guy shoots his arm out and just grabs the guy through his combination. It can't look like that every single time. Let it look different ways and give us something like a factor or a level of skill that you would need in order to actually land it. Like make it the timing tighter, where it's not just like this automatic thing, or just how when someone shoots a single leg takedown and drives you to the left, right, or straight back, they could do it like that. Create more time and make my guy fight back against the clinch if I don't want to be there. Maybe I can just be holding the left stick away from the opponent, just how they do it now to actually escape things. If I'm holding away from him, then I will have to try to pick what arm he's grabbing me with, what type of clinch he's attempting. And then they can even go even further and make it even better, the ability to go from one thing, from a takedown single leg into a clinch. Yeah, so you would see, if you were to look it up yourself, you would see that a lot of the community solution to it is basically hold the block and then flick the right stick up to deny clinches. But it can't be one side of the fence or the other. It has to be in the middle. Establish a clear risk and reward for it. If you try to attempt to clinch me, then it should come with a risk, and it should cost you something to do that. He, as the defender, should have tools to fight out beyond hold back, walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, make the clinching deeper, and then you can layer it in order to keep the people that are new to the game from just quitting the game. Then you can layer it how you layered the grappling system. Give a different control scheme that requires you, that takes away some of your ability to control exactly what you're doing and makes it less complicated for that user specifically, but it's overall not going to be useful in higher rankings, basically, because you lack the control. And against somebody who knows the control, like, that's the skill gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it right there. So doing the clear risk and reward and giving the defender the tools will create that for us. It will create that, and it'll also maintain the newcomers, the people that aren't as skilled, the people that want to get good at the game but haven't figured it out yet, or the people that don't like to clinch. Just like some people don't like to grapple, so they'll just use the simplified stuff and get good at that. You know what I'm saying? To get out of it. I've seen people in higher ranks that use it, but they use it effectively. So it could be definitely something like that, because they already did it with the grappling. Yeah. So, but if they don't fix it, then the clinch is going to remain the best thing possible. The ranked is going to be relevant just as it is now, because people, every person does the same. If I'm going out there and I outstrike somebody, then they're going to clinch me. They're going to shoot a takedown. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to do things that they know that the game allows for them to just be more powerful than me, even though I'm more skilled. Overall, it'll affect the longevity of the game. A good system keeps players engaged and improving. A bad system leads to frustration, quitting, or stagnation. So we definitely don't want any of those things to be going on. And it just really sucks for this community, because UFC 5 was a game that we waited for longer than we needed to because of COVID. Like, the cycle would have already hit already. And then we're kind of sitting on this game for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, UFC 6 isn't out yet. We don't even have a release date yet. You know, we just know it's coming because it's been so long. It's got to come at this point, but we don't know when still. We haven't seen a trailer still. The only thing we've seen is Alex Pereira's little motto on his YouTube page. So if that's all that we've seen, then it's like, it means that we're on this game that has this big glaring issue with the clinch system for a longer period of time. Basically, like, what if this happens with UFC 6? This is why I would want to see that correction. I want to see that correction. I want to see that growth. Because if we get stuck with UFC 6 for longer and it's got that same thing, then it's like, the game's gonna die, because it's the same thing. Regardless, once we get over the fact that y'all are adding like certain animations and different things like that, then it's gonna die again how it did this time. Obviously, the community is gonna be the community, but that's what every community. Our community, UFC, wants to be big, like a Fortnite or something, so we can all thrive in it. So it can always be thriving. If it's something that you like or you love or have a passion for, then you can thrive in it. But if it dies, then you can't do that. Yeah, because in UFC 4, I was on some stuff like, oh yeah, I'm trying to hit Division 20. The highest I got there was 19. So I never did hit the Division 20, but I'm like, oh, UFC 5's coming out. All right, I'm gonna just grind that. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna go get my Division 20 badge on my nameplate, all of this, that, and the third, and then it's got this glaring issue, and it's like, no, I'll put that down. No, I'd rather play quick fight. I will play like ranked just because I know the competition or whatever, but I've slowed down on it because of that fact. Like, I don't want to have to fight like you guys fight. It's just a bad game mechanic. I don't know how else to put it. So anyway, guys, that's what I think. That's how I think it can be fixed. This is what I'm thinking about now for UFC 6. This is what I want to see going forward. All of that good stuff. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Like I said before, it's been your boy, Swagger940. Peace.
It's a new op on the block, and I'm trying to knock 'em out. Big R on standby, he's your